The Diplomat's season 3 finale completely shocked me. Seriously, right after making up, did Hal really betray Kate by secretly working with Grace behind everyone's back? I could not believe my eyes. I'm sure that you're just as surprised about what happened as I am, so today I'm going to talk to you about what might happen in season 4 of The Diplomat and which details from season 3 will play a key role. Hold on tight because the twists are just getting started. First, I want to start with that season finale that drove all of us crazy. As you know, in the finale, we learned from Callum that the nuclear weapons in the Poseidon submarine in the British waters were stolen from noticing the drop in radiation in the water. And this happened just as the US and UK had agreed to sink the submarine so that no one could use it. And this turned everyone's eyes toward the Russians because we thought they had stolen these nuclear weapons. But in that final scene, we learned that the ones who actually stole the nuclear weapons were the US. They had made an agreement with the UK to make them think that the Russians had taken it. Right now, I think we should take a minute to really respect the incredible genius of President Grace and Vice President Hal. Especially Hal making Kate carry out this cover agreement with the UK, and when Kate felt bad, him saying, "I am by your side," and getting back together with her really left my mouth open. Who could have thought that Hal would make such a magnificent plan and lie in such an incredible way? Luckily, Kate realized everything in the finale, but right now, Grace and Hal are so powerful that even because Kate figured out this secret plan, she could get into trouble. If you're ready, I'm starting to talk about the shocking developments that might happen in season 4. In season 4, first we will probably see that the US increases its pressure on the UK, especially on Nicole Trowbridge, regarding Poseidon. Grace and Hal might tell Nicole that UK failed to protect Poseidon and that they allowed it to be taken by Russia. At the same time, Russia and China might think that the UK secretly took Poseidon for themselves. If you ask what Nicole, who's already under pressure and does not have a strong mental state, could do in this situation, honestly, I think he might finally resign or be in a very difficult situation. And he will not be the only one to handle this pressure because Hal does not seem like he will let Callum go. Hal learned from Kate that Callum got information from the Russians, and Hal could spread the rumor that while the US and UK were making a deal, Callum told the Russians to steal the nuclear weapons in Poseidon before it sank. I know it sounds crazy, but we know how much Hal is jealous of Callum and thinks that Callum stole Kate from him, so I think he could make Callum appear as a traitor to get revenge. At this point, we can face the biggest decision moment of season 4. Because Kate, who is cornered by Hal and Grace, might have to choose between protecting Callum or submitting to Hal. And honestly, there will be an interesting development that will make her choice even more difficult. And this development could be that Kate is pregnant. Towards the end of the season, after being with Callum, she asked him whether he was protected, but honestly, I was not very sure about Callum's words. If this uncertainty results in Kate being pregnant, honestly, I cannot imagine how she will get out of this dilemma. If, as usual, she makes an emotional and human choice, she might go against Hal in order to protect Callum, who has never left her halfway, never deceived her, loved her, and respected her, so how could she do this? My guess is that Kate might report Hal to Nicole. If Kate tells him that the plan to steal Poseidon was completely Hal's plan and that the person who deceived her was Hal, they could do everything they can to destroy his credibility. And for this, I think Kate and Nicole might even get help from Russia and China to take Hal down. Since the UK will always be stuck in the middle in the Poseidon tension, they will probably think that the only way to completely end the matter is for the US to give up the nuclear weapons. Therefore, they might also want Russia and China to show the threat of war to deter the US. So, if you ask what the US, which we know never wants to go to war, could do in such a situation, of course, because they are cornered and to reduce tension, they will probably remove Hal from his position and sink Poseidon where it belongs at the bottom of the ocean. And if you ask who will take the vacant vice president's seat, it will probably be Kate, who revealed Hal's betrayal during this whole process, and probably after courting Hal, will divorce him. And in this way, we can really see Kate sitting in the vice president's seat we have been waiting for seasons. If we also talk about Kate's love life, honestly, after she ends Hal's career and divorces him, there will be no obstacle to her marrying Callum. However, if Kate is really pregnant, they will have to do it immediately because having a child from another man while being a married ambassador could give the press a lot of material to defame her. And if they cannot divorce because of press fear, Hal being removed can be shown as a perfectly normal reason, and Kate's child can be shown as Hal's, and their marriage could continue just to avoid press pressure. So basically, it seems that the next season will bring us countless twists, drama, and action. So, when will we watch this amazing season? The good news is that Netflix ordered season 4 in May 2025, and filming is expected to start before the end of 2025. Looking at the schedule, it seems very likely that season 4 will come out about a year later in fall 2026. The trailer, which will probably be released 1 or 2 months before the show, will likely show Grace and Hal cornering Kate, Callum, and Nicole, Russia and China preparing for war, Kate finding out that she's pregnant, and then Callum and Kate being unsure of what to do and worry. And at the end of the trailer, we might see that moment we have been waiting for so much when Kate goes to a press conference with Grace. So, what are you expecting from The Diplomat Season 4? Let's meet in the comments. By the way, to find out what might happen in Why Marshals, check out this video.